Hello everyone, and then welcome to this particular lesson on the model viewer. So in this particular lesson, we actually want to achieve this. Okay, so we'll learn to build this web interface, a simple web interface with these 3D models. So that said, let's get started. So still on our previous project, okay, there's the folder. I've actually just renamed it. You can use the same file. So there's the folder. And then I'm going to create a new folder. So I'll right click, that's for Windows users, then folder, and then I'm going to type images. So this particular folder is going to contain the images. Okay, so I have my images here. So I'll have the background image and then the logo. So I'll just cut and then paste them inside the images folder. Okay, so I have the logo and the AR background. So these are going to represent. Okay, so there's going to be for the hero section. Okay, and then the logo is going to be here. So let's see what I have to do next. So I have to go to VS Code. Okay, so first let's open our project in VS Code. So I'll right click and then open show more. So that's for Windows users. Open with code. Yeah, VS Code. Just to address it. Yeah, so this is my project. And then these are the codes. Okay, these are the codes. Actually, um, okay, so that's what we have for our code. Okay, now let's see our CSS side. So now we want to actually work on these aspects. Okay, so we'll create our navigations, our logo, then work on this, and then the background. So that's it. Let's see. So inside our body, okay, inside our body, we are going to start with our header. So the header is going to contain certain uh, going to contain our navigation links. Okay, so like the home, the contact us, and then the URL. Okay, so inside the header, let's start with our nav. So our nav is going to contain the links. Okay, so nav is going to contain the navigational links, which is these ones. Okay, these ones, and then also contain the icon. So the opening and closing tag, in between the opening and closing tag, we're going to type our list. So we're going to make a list. So list is going to be li. Or first, let's rather create um, an ordered list. Okay, so an ordered list. So ul, we have ordered it in an ordered list. Okay, so ul. So ordered list does ol would number them so with numerals. An ordered list will actually give them bullets. Okay. So inside our unordered list, so we have the nav, and then inside our nav, we've created a list. We are going to create a list. So the list is going to be li. Then inside the li, we can start typing. But first, let's work on this. Okay. So we want to create a class that will help us to edit our links. So inside the opening tag of our li, sorry, ul, that's ordered list. We are going to create a class. So class, then we'll give our class a name nav hyphen links. Okay, links. And then inside the opening tag of our li, okay, no, sorry, here, in between the opening and then closing tag of our li, we are going to create a link. So A for anchor, and then href, okay, hyperreference for our links. Currently, we are not going to insert any links, so we use the pound sign for that. Okay, so I've pasted in the pound sign. Okay, so you can see we have the bullets here, and then I'm going to use a greater than sign, and then I'm going to type home. So now you can see we have a home, Then anytime you see this underlined with a blue, it means it's a link. Okay, to the text with an underline. Sometimes you can decorate it with an underline, but if you are using an anchor tag with this, it actually underlines this by default. Now, for us to create additional three navs, what we are going to do is I'm going to click on hold Shift and Alt and then press down. So one, two, three. Okay. So that's the smart. So instead of us to type this three times, we just want to use hold on the shift key and then the alt key and then you press the down arrow key. So now what I can do here is to just change here to, let's say, about, then change here to let's say contacts, then here to, let's say, AR. Okay, so with my screen splits, okay, I'm using a software for that. That's an extension in VS Code to help me to live preview whatever I'm doing. It's called live, I think live. Let me see. It's called live preview also, live code or live preview, one of them. Yeah, you can get them from here. You go to your extension, then type live preview, live code, and there you should be able to download them. So here I'm going to have to so inside the UL, so there's the closing tag for the UL. Okay. So outside it's in between, it's okay. So the nav, the closing tag for the nav, and then the closing tag for the UL. Okay. In between it, I'm going to create our image. So img. So our image is going to hold the logo. Okay, going to hold the logo as seen here. Okay. So now we have these which this ones. Okay. So img is and then I'll give it src. So that's the source. Okay, and then the source, remember, is inside a folder called images. Okay, so it's inside a folder called images. So when you type, sorry, click here, images. Then I'll click select this, and then we want the logo.png. So this is, as you can see, it's become bigger. What we have to do is to change that in our CSS. So in our CSS, so now I have to give an alt. So the alt is going to help for screen readers. So logo, I'll just type logo, and I'll close it. Okay, so now let's work on the text. Okay, so for the text, I'm going to create a container. So that is going to be outside our header. Okay, so that's going to be outside our header. Then I'm going to create a container. So just type div dot container. So the name or whatever. Let me give it a div dot let's say text hyphen. This is a shortcut container. Press enter. So you can see it's created a class for us. So inside, in between our container for the div, that's a text container, we are going to create another div. So div, so this div is going to hold our text. That's our hero text div dot let's say hero text, hero hyphen text. Okay, so hero hyphen text. So which is this particular one that we want to do. So inside our opening and then closing tag for our hero hyphen text, we are going to type an h1 tag. Okay. Create an h1 tag, and then this h1 tag, let's say I'm going to type reimagining. Re So I've typed the reimagine reality. Then still inside this, we are going to create our text for this particular one. So let's go here. Then let's type, let's say, a paragraph. So a p tag, a paragraph. So inside our paragraph, we are going to type, let's create lorem. So lorem 20. So I want 20 text. So by default, it will fetch 20 text for me. Let's see where the text is. Okay, so you can see where it is. Okay. Don't worry, we'll actually style them in the CSS part. So let me see. So I'm going to create an ID. So inside our H1 tag, the opening tag for H1 tag, we'll create an ID. The ID is actually going to help us call these, okay, and style them in our CSS. Okay. So my ID, I'm going to call this H1 tag called head text. Okay. Then in our paragraph, I'm going to give it an ID. Let's say subtext. Subtext. Subhyphen text. Yeah. So that should be it for this particular one. Okay, remember a class. When you use a class, you can reference it in your. You can use a class. You can reference a class several times in your document or your file. But if you use an ID, the ID is unique to that particular element. So you can use. I can use this same ID anywhere. This particular name anywhere. But this class, I can use this class anywhere in in the file. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson where we learn to start our header and then nav links. Okay.